Alright, with the playoffs approaching, it's obvious the intensity of these games are starting to ramp up, and this was one of them, because both sides weren't getting anything easy inside from the start. It was showing from the ball pressure, to the bodies at the rim, and to the rotations in the scramble, so that physicality was leading to a lot of whistles, a lot of settling from deep, and even turnovers in those driving lanes. That was Jaw's main issue on the night, especially in the fourth, but it's hard to blame him, because he was basically their only paint presence, so he had to score or create whenever he got to his spots, and it just didn't work out whenever he tried to do the latter. He kept getting the rock taken trying to find Edie on drop-offs, and whenever he sprayed out, JJJ couldn't make his open looks from deep, so there wasn't much to show for his playmaking. At least JJJ had some moments getting downhill or in the post, but going against Trey or Loon wasn't really a mismatch, and I thought they should have used Edie for bully ball way more, because he could have exploited his size advantage against Butler every time the Dubs went small. The one time they did, it led to a swing out of the fire, and they were getting the same thing with Loon on JJJ, so they could have used their bigs more to play inside out, instead of just relying on Jaw to get downhill, because he had to do too much. He had the most paint points and somehow the most TREYS on the team, because he made the Dubs pay for going under his screens or sagging off him, but besides Aldama and Bane, they couldn't make enough of their looks from deep, and that was a big part of them never being able to take control of the game in the second half. Their best chances were a couple stretches of stops against the Dubs' second unit, because all the Reds completely stagnated them, so the Grizz' issue wasn't their defense, and it was really just them having no answer for Steph. I wouldn't even say it was from a lack of effort, because they had Wells, Pippen, or even Jaw at times on Steph duty, so they were picking up full court, going over every screen, staying body to body, and their bigs were up on his screens, or at least conscious of where he was on the court, but he made them pay for any minor breakdowns. As I always say, he just needs one to go on a ridiculous heater, so once that happened, he was just pulling quick whenever he had even the slightest bit of space, but it wasn't just the shot making, because whenever he drew two or had them overreacting, his gravity just opened up easy looks for the others, and it was basically creating a lose-lose scenario no matter how they defended him. The only scheme that seemed to work was Edie sagging off Trey, because he couldn't make any of his open looks, so the Dubs only got some 2-on-1 scenarios he created for Steph on those DHOs from how deep Edie's drop was, but those still required Steph to make shots, and it really took until the last 3.5 minutes for them to put together a good stretch as a team. They made all the winning plays during that 14-5 run to dead the game, from Steph's gravity, to Pod's tip, to Jimmy's whistles, and the final stop he got for Moody's dagger, so at least they showed up when it mattered, because with the Grizz being up 4 prior to that, it was their game to lose on the road in that situation. Just watch the tape.